So my trading journey since the last video, which you will see posted before this video, a lot of things have changed. I've lost like a few funded accounts. I'd say like 5, which I know is kind of like ridiculous because it's like, what did I not learn from losing those 5 accounts? But that's part of the process, and sometimes when things get hard, most people give up, and I'm choosing not to give up when it comes to trading because I know that at the end of the day, I'm going to be able to get to the point where I want to get to, which is financial freedom, but more than financial freedom, just freedom in general to make my own decisions when I want to, where I want to. So if you're trading and you're a beginner trader and you're watching this video, you know, this is kind of like the ugly parts of trading that people actually don't talk about, because you'll see on social media everyone with their fancy cars and their Lambos and this and this and this and that. But what they don't show you is the process of how they got there and how they had to take all the L's in order for them to get to the point that they're making 50 grand in one trade. And that's what I feel like sometimes is toxic of the culture we're in, especially if you're a beginner trader and you're watching this, is that everything seems so fancy and so cool. And like, don't get me wrong, there is that part of it. But the other part of it is you see traders making 50 grand in one trade, but you don't see that they lost 15,000 too. And that's the part that I feel like in the culture, and specifically when it comes to trading, is toxic because they're not showing that. And so yeah, so that's part of what I've been doing and sort of overcoming these last few months. And I'm gonna put the link to the website of Project One, which is the app that we're still developing. And I know it's been like a long time because we've been talking about this for a while, but you know, that's just how it goes. Sometimes in life you want to do something and you realize that you have to have more money, more skill, more patience with yourself, more confidence in yourself. So there's like a lot of different things that happen that when you set out a goal, you say, I'm gonna do this, and then as you're trying to get to that goal, there's a lot of little barriers because you don't see those little barriers. You see the goal. And sometimes when those little barriers happen, you get discouraged and you stop. So making these videos, posting on my Instagrams and everything again, and like having our whole team, which is not just me, but even though I'm just in the videos, you'll start seeing all the team that is actually behind the scenes working and collaborating with all these things. You'll be able to see them too. But yeah, I mean, now this is like restarting from what we left in the past. So I started when we started all of this like 2 years ago, and now we're here at this point, and from this point on, our goal and our plan is to not give up. And if things get hard, then we're just going to change strategy. But our goal is financial freedom, and our goal is to have the freedom to just live our lives, which I'm sure a lot of your guys' goal, a lot of people who are watching the video, I'm sure your guys' goal is to have financial freedom too. And if you're specifically looking at this video because you're into like financial stuff, I'll tell you this right off the bat. This industry, everything that has to do with the financial industry, with that's the stock market, trading commodities, trading futures, being in a prop firm, all that type of stuff. It's a very lucrative market, but it's also very hard. It's also, I wouldn't say it's corrupt, but there is corruption that happens behind the scenes, like banks. Obviously, does that mean you can't make no money in the market? No, that does not mean that, but banks do manipulate the market, which is something that everyone should know. Does that mean it should stop you from trading? No, but it's, you know, if you're gonna go surfing, you need to know that there's sharks in the water, right? And that doesn't stop surfers, but they're more aware of what's going on when they're out there. So I guess this video is just talking about, you know, if you have a goal, whether it's to become a trader, specifically I'm talking to traders, but if you're watching this and you're not a trader and you want to become an insurance agent or whatever your goal is, you know, you're set up a goal, and that goal is going to have multiple tests. And those tests will test you not on your knowledge, they'll test you on how much faith you have in yourself and how much faith you have in your goal. So when you encounter these tests, it does get a little discouraging because you thought you were going to do it in a month, but now you realize it's going to take 6 months. Well, re-strategize. And every time I've posted a new video on YouTube, it's what you're seeing is re-strategizing. It's doing it again and again. And don't stop. Don't give up. Just keep going. But that doesn't mean like when I feel like sometimes in social media specifically, people say, oh, don't give up. But then it's kind of like in a toxic way. I think you should give up on trying to push yourself so hard and think that it's all effort, because sometimes you have to surrender yourself to the universe too. And you have to surrender to the fact that, you know, things are going to be okay. So I think there's two types of way. There's two ways to do things. You know, you can push yourself super hard to do it every single day, but that's not sustainable, because who can really do that? Nobody can. You know, you need breaks, you need to have fun, you need to have these things. And I feel like social media, when it comes to trading too, is very like lock yourself in a room and stay there for 10 hours. But you can't do that. Like that's not real successful people don't do that. Yes, there's effort and there's things that you need to get done, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't have fun. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't have a social life. It doesn't mean that you can't, you know, scroll through TikTok just because it's toxic. I mean, everything can be toxic. Even the mentality of having to always work super hard is toxic, because you need rest. I mean, if anyone that's watching this is into fitness, you know that you have to push yourself, but at the other side of you pushing yourself is also you resting. So that's the video.